Hello, and welcome to MindSpark podcast. I hope you're doing amazing today, or at least trying to be, because honestly, that's enough sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And today, we're talking about something that almost all of us use every single day, but very few of us truly understand.
Social media, something that connects us, entertains us, distracts us, and sometimes quietly breaks us.
And the scary part is, it doesn't look dangerous. It looks fun, harmless, even helpful.
Exactly. You open your phone just for a few minutes, just to relax, just to scroll a little.
And suddenly, it's been an hour.
Yeah, and not just an hour of time lost, but something else too, something deeper.
Your mood changes, your thoughts change, the way you see yourself starts to shift.
And you don't even notice when it begins. It's so silent, so subtle.
Like you're just watching people live their lives, but slowly you start questioning your own.
You see someone traveling, someone achieving something big, someone smiling in perfect lighting.
And suddenly, your normal life feels less.
Not because it is less, but because it doesn't look like theirs.
And that's where the trap begins. You start comparing your reality to someone else's edited moments.
And the truth is, no one is posting their worst days. No one is showing their breakdowns, their fears, their insecurities.
But your mind forgets that. It treats everything you see as real, complete, perfect.
And then comes that quiet voice telling you you're behind, you're not enough, you should be more.
And the more you scroll, the louder that voice becomes.
It's strange, isn't it? We go there to escape, but we come back feeling heavier.
Because we're not just consuming content, we're absorbing pressure.
Pressure to look better, to live better, to be better, faster, stronger, happier.
And when you can't match that unrealistic pace, you feel like you're failing.
Even when you're actually doing fine.
That's the illusion. Social media doesn't show you life, it shows you highlights without context.
And slowly, without realizing, you start living for those highlights too.
You start thinking, will this look good online? Instead of, does this feel good in real life?
And that's where things get dangerous, because now you're not living for yourself anymore.
You're living for reactions, for likes, for approval.
And let's be honest, we've all been there.
Love softly, posting something and then checking your phone again and again.
Waiting, counting, refreshing.
And when the response is low, it affects you more than you want to admit.
Your mood drops, your confidence shakes.
And you start questioning yourself over numbers on a screen.
Numbers that don't even know you.
But somehow they start defining you.
And the more this happens, the more dependent you become.
It turns into a habit, then a need, then something you can't ignore.
You wake up, first thing, phone. Before sleeping, last thing, phone.
In between, every free second, phone.
Not because you have something important to do, but because your mind craves that quick reward. That small hit of distraction, that moment of escape. But the more you escape, the more disconnected you become from reality.
And from yourself.
And then comes the part no one talks about, the loneliness.
Yeah, that quiet emptiness.
Yeah, you're surrounded by people online, but you still feel alone inside.
Because likes are not conversations, comments are not connections.
And scrolling is not living.
But we replace real moments with digital ones.
And over time, we forget what real connection feels like.
We forget how to sit without checking our phone, how to enjoy without capturing it, how to live without sharing it.
And maybe the hardest part is, we don't even realize what we're losing.
Until one day, it just feels like something is missing.
And you can't explain it, but you feel it.
That disconnect, that
emptiness. And maybe, just maybe, it started the moment we began living more online than offline.
And maybe it continues every time we choose the screen over ourselves.
Over ourselves. And Emma, the more I think about it, the more it feels like we didn't just start using social media. Somewhere along the way, it started using us.
Yeah, and not in an obvious way. It doesn't control you loudly. It doesn't force you. It just slowly becomes part of your routine, your habits, your thinking.
Almost like it rewires you without you even noticing.
Exactly. The way you think, the way you react, even the way you measure your own worth.
And it changes your attention too. Have you noticed how hard it's becoming to just sit and focus?
Yeah, even a few minutes feels long now. Your mind keeps asking for something new, something fast, something stimulating.
Because that's what it's been trained to expect. Short videos, quick entertainment, constant scrolling.
And real life doesn't move that fast. Real growth doesn't happen in 15 seconds.
But our patience is shrinking. Our attention is breaking.
And that's scary because the things that actually matter, healing, learning, building something meaningful, they all take time.
Time and presence, two things we're slowly losing.
And when you can't stay present, you start feeling restless, even when nothing is wrong.
That constant urge to check your phone, even when there's no notification.
That's not just a habit anymore. That's dependency.
And the hardest part is, people don't see it as a problem.
Because everyone is doing it.
So it feels normal.
But normal doesn't always mean healthy.
You know what else it affects? Your self-image.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You start seeing these perfect faces, perfect bodies, perfect lifestyles.
And even if you know it's edited, filtered, curated, it still affects you.
Because your brain doesn't fully separate reality from what it sees repeatedly.
So you start noticing your flaws more. You start being harder on yourself.
And slowly, your confidence fades.
Not because you changed, but because your perspective did.
And that's what makes it so powerful. It doesn't attack you directly.
It changes how you see yourself.
And once that changes, everything feels different.
Even your achievements don't feel enough.
Even your progress feels small.
Because there's always someone doing more, someone looking better, someone living bigger.
And you're constantly reminded of it every time you scroll.
Which means you never really feel satisfied.
And without satisfaction, there's no peace. So the question is, how do we protect ourselves?
Not by running away completely, but by becoming aware again.
By remembering what's real and what's not.
By reminding yourself that what you see is not the full story.
And by creating boundaries, small ones at first.
Like not checking your phone the moment you wake up.
Or giving yourself time to just exist without distraction. Even if it feels uncomfortable at the beginning. Because that discomfort is actually your mind resetting. Your attention healing. Your real self slowly coming back.
And maybe, just maybe, that's where everything starts to change.
Not outside, but inside.
In the way you think, in the way you feel, in the way you choose to spend your time.
And maybe, just maybe, the more you choose yourself,
the less power all of this starts to have over you.
The less power all of this starts to have over you. And maybe that's the part we've been missing this whole time. We've been trying to fix what's outside without realizing that the real control was always inside.
Yeah, and it's strange, isn't it? We keep blaming the platform, the algorithm, the content, but very rarely do we stop and ask ourselves, why do we keep going back?
That's a powerful question. Because if we're honest, it's not just about entertainment anymore.
It's about escape.
Escape from stress, from pressure, from overthinking, from reality itself.
And for a moment, it works. You scroll, you laugh, you forget.
But only for a moment. Because the moment you stop, everything comes back, sometimes even heavier.
And that's the cycle. You feel overwhelmed, you escape, you come back, you feel worse, so you escape again.
And slowly, it becomes a loop you don't even question anymore.
A loop that feels normal, but quietly drains your energy, your focus, your peace.
And the hardest part is, you don't realize how much it's affecting you until you step away, even for a little while.
That moment when you sit without your phone, and suddenly your mind feels loud.
Thoughts you've been avoiding start showing up. Feelings you've been ignoring start surfacing.
And that's uncomfortable.
But maybe that discomfort isn't the problem,
Maybe it's the truth finally getting your attention.
because growth doesn't happen in distraction, it happens in awareness.
In those quiet moments where you finally face yourself without noise.
And maybe that's why we avoid it so much, because facing yourself is not always easy.
But it's necessary.
Because if you don't understand yourself, something else will define you.
And right now, for a lot of people, that something is social media.
Defining how they should look, how they should live, what success should feel like.
And even how happiness should appear.
But real happiness doesn't need to be posted.
It doesn't need validation.
It doesn't need an audience.
It just needs to be felt.
And maybe that's what we're slowly forgetting.
We've become so focused on capturing moments that we've stopped actually living them.
Watching sunsets through a screen instead of through our own eyes.
Smiling for pictures instead of smiling because we feel it.
And somewhere in all of this, we lost something simple but powerful.
Presence.
Being fully there, in a moment, without needing anything else.
No likes, no shares, no approval.
Just you and the experience. And maybe that's where the real freedom is.
Not in deleting everything, not in running away,
But in choosing how you engage with it.
in knowing when to stop
In knowing when to disconnect.
so you can reconnect with yourself.
Because at the end of the day, your life is happening right now.
Not on a screen, not in a post, not in someone else's story.
But here, in your real moments, your real experiences.
And maybe the more you come back to that, the more things start to feel real again,
The more peace you find.
the more clarity you gain.
And the less noise controls you.
So maybe today, even for a few minutes, you put your phone down.
You sit with yourself.
You breathe,
And you remember what it feels like to just be.
because maybe that's where everything begins again.
And if you've stayed with us through this conversation, just know you're not alone in feeling this way.
We're all figuring it out, step by step.
And sometimes, just being aware is already a powerful change.
Thank you for being here, for listening, and for taking a moment to reconnect with yourself.
Take care of your mind, because it's the place where your entire life happens.